Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. This one is going to be a little bit different than my usual content, my usual vlogs, my usual being out in the middle of the woods or the wilderness. I am on my way to the big old metropolis of Denver, Colorado. I am on my way to the outdoor retailer trade show. This will be my first time going to that show. I might have gone once, but for all intents and purposes, this is basically my first time going, and I'm a little anxious about it. I'm anxious about being in the city. I'm anxious about having the van in the city. I'm anxious about meeting a whole bunch of new people, which I would be anxious about anyway, but given the state of the world and the pandemic and all of that, it just makes me a little bit more wary. But I'm all vaccinated and stuff, and I'm gonna make sure that I have masks on me. But yeah, one thing that you won't see in this week's vlog is Lisa. I didn't want to have her in the van in Denver this week for a few reasons. One, I wanted to be able to focus on work, on the trade show, on networking, and hopefully meeting some new clients, and not worry about her being in the van. And also, it's going to be like mid-90s this week in Denver, and so I really just could not have left her in the van while I was at the show. And the logistical hoops that I would have to jump through for her were just a little bit more than I could manage. And so she is staying with my parents, her grandparents, this week. And this is also the first time that I've ever vanned without her. I've taken trips without her, but they're usually like plane trips. And then I leave her with my folks and I don't have the van. And this is the very first time I'm living in the van without my dog. And it's weird. So that's what's going on this week. Today I am on my way to Denver. I didn't want to do the whole drive in one day because I didn't want to get to Denver that early and be stuck in the city in that amount of heat an extra day. So I made it about halfway here. I'm camped outside of Buena Vista, Colorado, and I will be going into the city tomorrow. But I will do my best to show you guys around and bring you along for the process. And yeah, come along. And thanks for watching. My name is Holly Priestley, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos or visiting my channel, thank you so much for being here. I have been living out of my Ford E350 van for the last 2.5 years, and I started this channel, well, before that, but I've continued this channel so that I can share some of my adventures, so that I have something to look back on in my future, and also maybe because something that I share might inspire one of you guys to go out and pursue your own deliberate lifestyle. On this channel, I publish vlogs that are usually a summation of a few days in my life in the van, being self-employed, traveling with my dog, etc. I also have a weekly podcast called Deliberate Living, where we explore all the ways people can live deliberately alternative lifestyles. And then, in addition to that, I also share videos around art or business or anything else that strikes my fancy. So thank you all for being here, and I hope you make it to the end of this video. Alright, I'm on the road. The super duper dirt road, not on a regular road, talking on my phone. I spent the morning doing my morning routine, going for a run, yada yada yada, and trying to get some work done. I didn't accomplish quite as much as I wanted to before I hit the road again, but my brain is melting out of my ears. And so I'm not doing anything productive anyway. I'm just getting frustrated and more tired. So I'm just going to do this part of the drive and catch up on work when I get there, which is unlikely, because usually after driving 3 or so hours, I'm too tired to do anything else, and by that time in the afternoon, I'm usually dead anyway. So if I don't get caught up on it today, I'll get caught up on it tomorrow. But yeah, we're just going to Denver now, going to the city, going to the crowds and the crazy. in Denver. It's the first day of the trade show, and I'm on my way to scope out some parking. I was hanging out with my friend Christine last night, and we were talking about the show, and there's a lot of reasons I'm nervous to go. I'm generally a very introverted person, and I'm going to a huge event with tens of thousands of people that I don't know from all over the world, and that is a little nerve-wracking. You know, I want to go make a good impression. I want to demonstrate my skills and abilities, which is hard to do when you have a really healthy dose of imposter syndrome, all of the things. But the thing that I am most worried about, and I don't know, this might sound silly to some of you, and some of you who are in vans might understand, the thing that I am most worried about is parking. This event is right in the heart of downtown Denver, and parking can be a hassle if you have a regular sized car, much less an extended van with like a 5-foot bike rack on the back. So that was like the part that I was most anxious about. So we just like sat down on a bench in the park in the dark and like looked up all of my parking options. You know, should I park somewhere and just like be prepared to walk a few miles, or should I maybe park in the suburbs and take the light rail in, or do I pay for parking? You know, there's some open lots, they're not all garages because you can't fit in the garage, it's huge. And you know, all of these things, and I'm still nervous about it, but it is like 6:30 in the morning, and so I haven't done my full morning routine yet, but I decided that I was gonna go scope out parking first and figure out that, and then I'll finish my morning routine, I'll do some work, I'll go pick up my badge, and I'll go to the show. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go find some parking, and then we're gonna go to the show. Wish us luck. Alright, we're going to the trade show. I found parking, drove around for an hour looking for the best option and weighing whether I should pay for parking and have closer options, or not pay for parking and then have to walk a few miles. Decided that this first day I want to make it easy on myself, so I paid for parking. Did my morning routine, got some work done. Now I'm gonna walk to the convention center, pick up my badge, and fucking crush it. Alright, we're at the end of day one. It's kind of dark out. I'm back in the van. I'm at one of my usual parks. And day one went well. Overall, I did lose the business cards that I collected today though. They were in my back pocket and they fell out at some point. And that's a bummer. I was going to start emailing people tonight. Really, it was nice to meet you today. And then I lost the cards. So maybe I can go hunt some of them down tomorrow. And just get more. But yeah, it was a big day. It was a very long day. Very overstimulating for me. I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm an empath. I'm an introvert. And I'm really out of touch with the city. I don't know if you can even hear in the background, but there's like cicadas going crazy, and like there's just constantly traffic, and this event, you know, brings tens of thousands of people from all over the world, and so there's tons of people, tons of noise, tons of things to listen to, tons of things to look at, just like a lot happening all at once. And so it was definitely overwhelming, but I'm glad I went, and I'm going back tomorrow. And hopefully I'll find the people whose business cards I lost today. Alright, leaving the van again. Decided to use the same parking spot as yesterday. Make it easy on myself. And heading to the convention center again for day 2. And hopefully I can be a little bit braver today. Hopefully I can talk to a few more people today and not be so shy. But it's a good experiment either way. Good morning. Man, that lighting, not super complimentary. This is the morning of day 3. I did not film a whole ton yesterday. After the show, I got to hang out with some of my Denver friends. That was really nice. I definitely have not been sleeping terribly well because it's just so freaking hot. But yesterday went much better than day 1, in my opinion, for me. Day 1 was really uncomfortable, really nerve-wracking, really overwhelming. And yesterday I was able to actually like have some fun, meet some people, met some ladies who want to do very similar stuff, like storytelling, specifically for like women on the road and stuff like that. So I met some other women on the road and who are photographers and videographers, and yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to do some collaborative things in the future. But today's day 3 of OR and I have survived and I've made some good connections, and yeah, come along. Alright guys, I am in traffic, unsurprisingly. It is the end of day 3 for me, which is earlier than it has been the past few days. I didn't record at all today. I took a few photos. I'll insert some of those here. I had a good day. It was much more laid back, super chill, met some cool brands, hung out with some cool people that I met yesterday. And yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm very hot. Thank God the air conditioning in my van works. I'm super grateful for that. And I'm heading to the mountains and I'm leaving OR. And I'm really glad that I went. And I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about it. And I have plenty of things to say. So I might do a video later, or maybe a podcast specifically about how first-timers, first-time freelancers can get to enjoy, make the most out of their OR experience. So if that's something you'd like to see, be sure to let me know in the comments or DM or whatever, so that I know that that's what you guys want to see and that I should put some effort into that. But yeah, now I'm going to drive. Thanks for being here for this journey. It's been a journey.